I'm sure they'll be probably getting on soon at some point in time. But look, like I said, first off, congratulations. I'm happy that you chose to invest in yourself. A lot of the times when I've been stuck, doing some of the things that I was trying to do, it always took another person for me to reach up, a little bit higher, them impart knowledge in me, and then I was able to take it to the next level. So this is what this is all about. I've spoken to, both of y'all, the other two, and, you have strong brands, there's demographics out there and people and audiences that, are willing to buy what you have. And so it's really about getting your stuff narrowed down, laser targeting those people, getting in front of them. This course is, like I told you before, it's like a blueprint. It's a roadmap that I'm going to be giving y'all. And, if you put your head down, do the work, take it seriously for this, 4-week time period, you're going to be 10 steps ahead in where you are right now. You're going to have this new skill set, and the whole premise and the whole goal is to get things out there so you can start selling and, building this business that you had this vision about doing at the very beginning. So, like I said before, you'll get access to the portal, to the Facebook group. We're going to go ahead and get into a little bit of slides here. And then after that, we're going to dive into, some Facebook tools. And then we'll go from there. Who's ran ads before? Brad, has anybody ran ads in the past?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, have y'all run ads through the business manager or just by boosting and promoting?
Just by promoting.
Okay.
I've done a little bit of both. I've had the actual ad, the ad app?
Yeah.
Facebook has, so I've tried it through there too.
Okay.
I would say I saw some of it, but not a whole lot.
Right. Okay. And then let me see. So it looks like Kia, she just sent me a text. So let me tell she was having trouble getting in. Did y'all have any trouble getting in?
Yeah.
All right, let me she says it's in progress. Let me send her.
I did have to, I couldn't click on 9 o'clock. I had to click on.
Yeah, that was not.
Oh, that's what it did?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let me. All right, so I'm going to have to fix that for next time. Use this link. So you clicked the earlier one. Let me see. They said to click I think it was 12 p.m. link.
Yes.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Go ahead. All right. So, yeah, let's see. You said it's already. All right, cool. So we'll wait for her. Okay, it looks like she's on now. Kia, you in? Can you hear me? Kia, can you hear me? It looks like you on mute, but can you hear me? Maybe if you unmute yourself.
Yes.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Welcome. I'm gonna pressure you. You want to show your face? You ain't got to. I'm just playing. You ain't got to do it. I'm just messing with you. How was your day? What's going on? What up? How was your day?
It was long. I'm tired.
Yeah, man. Y'all get y'all coffee together. I was like, dang, they trying to do 9 to 11. I was like, woo.
Gotta work.
So, all right, we'll wait till Brad comes back real quick. We'll go ahead and get rolling. So, one more. We'll see if Karen hops on and go from there. Kia, what state are you in again?
I'm in Maryland right now.
Okay, so Brad is in Maryland. I wonder what part of Maryland you in?
He's in Capitol Heights.
Capitol Heights?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not far. I'll be in Suitland, between Suitland and Glendale. My job in Rockville, though.
All right, I'm back.
What up? Okay.
That was my wife. Wife, everybody.
Come on, wife. How you doing? Cool. All right, y'all. Well, look here. I kind of gave them a little rundown already. But basically, just to be brief, congratulations. I'm happy that you're here. This is going to be all about growth. And, you're really going to get an opportunity to get an inside look at what it takes to take that vision that you had and be able to build it online. And so it's going to be a fun experience. Today, we're going to go through a few slides. And then after that, we're going to hop into Facebook, look at targeting options and some stuff that's related to the lesson. And then also, if you haven't requested access to the Facebook group, do so. You're also going to get access to the membership portal. So I'm going to send y'all an email about that. But I guess let's start here, man. Y'all introduce yourself. I mean, we already talked about names a little bit, but just, talk a little bit about, what your brand name is, what it's for, stands for, and then we'll go ahead and hop in after that. So so somebody can choose first. Don't be shy, man.
I'm just late to the game. I figured I was going to it don't matter.
We good. What's going on? Who first?
I'll start.
All
right. So my brand name is AndGod, ANDXGOD, and it's a faith-based brand. It's based off the scripture of Proverbs 3:6, and all thy ways acknowledge him, he'll direct your path. So basically, it's a real simple concept, and the motto of the brand is be the God of what you do, keep God in all you do. So it's basically just keeping God first, and everything else will fall in line.
Dope. Appreciate it, man. Good brand. I look forward to seeing that thing grow for sure. All right. Who next?
Well, I'm Elena. My brand is Queens with Curves. It's a fitness line, but also I'll be adding some other stuff as I get the brand actually growing. But it's just more about just loving yourself as who you are, like whatever body figure you have, small, medium, large, extra large, whatever that is, just love yourself. And that's about it.
Dope. For sure. I love it. Great having you here. All right, Miss Kia, what's going on?
Hey, you guys. My name is Kia, but most people call me Kelly Brew because that's my last name, and that's where my brand derives from. Kelly World. I always use the word part on my actual brand. That's just my website name. Everything I go by Kelly Brew because people used to call me that all the time throughout school, so it kind of just stuck. And I've been drawing like all my life, and I'm a visual artist, so my brand is very heavily focused towards a lot of my art that I create, which also happens to be for people that are Black mostly, or that appreciate Black culture, people that are very like pro-Black and into that Afrocentric style type stuff. And so I have like anything you can think of that has art involved with it. I do actually sell my art, so that's where where my online shop got started. And then from there, as you know, we're able to have more access to manufacturing different types of products. I started to put my designs on like t-shirts and coffee mugs and just other items that I felt fit well within my brand style. So that's pretty much my brand.
What's up? That's what's up. Yeah, Kelly, Kia, Kelly, bro. He'll call you Kelly, bro. That's a dope part. I checked out her stuff. Mostly definitely dope. And Brad, you design too, don't you?
Yes, sir. I've been drawing since forever. Yeah. And I'm a graphic designer by trade. I went to the Art Institute of Washington, got my bachelor's from there.
Oh, what year did you go?
I was looking at you and I'm like, you look kind of, I went,
wow.
I graduated 2010.
What year did I graduated in 2009.
So I may have seen you around then. That's,
Small
okay.
world, man.
That's what's up.
Man, that's wild. Well,
That is wild.
that's crazy. All right, cool. All right, y'all. Well, that's dope. I appreciate.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. You good. No, that's crazy. But bet. So no, that's dope. I appreciate y'all sharing that. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to share my screen. Y'all let me know if you are able to see it.
Good to go.
Yes.
Y'all good to go?
Yes.
All right, cool. So today, lesson 1, this is the foundation. I probably talked to most of y'all about this. You know, we have 4 major milestones that we're going to be covering. The curriculum is going to build upon itself, and this is the foundation. This is what we need to be clear on before we move forward. The work and the exercises that we do here are going to carry into later stages of your business, and then also the curriculum. So, you know, we're going to be talking about brand messaging and then the audience GPS. Are y'all clear on, you know, have y'all gotten clear on who your audience is and what your message is?
I believe so.
I think so too.
For growth, but yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be going a little deeper. I mean, because especially when it comes to ads gives us you know, direct response marketing gives us that opportunity to really laser target our audience. And so maybe you're clear on the message. Maybe, you know, you need some help with, you know, figuring out where your audience or that demographic is on social media. And so it's going to be making sure that both of those are in line. And so as far as the objectives this week, right? So basically, the way that I always look at this is, you know, we have a point A where we are right now, and then a point B after we go through the lesson, after you do the activity, after we get the results, we want to move you to point B, so you'll be solid on that. And so it's all about transition. So just to read this out, you know, point A, you've built your brand, but you've been struggling with generating sales. Before you begin investing dollars into marketing, you need to be clear on 2 important items. The first is your brand messaging. What does your t-shirt brand stand for? Who does it empower? What statement do you want people to interpret when they see your t-shirts in person and when they see them on social media? You will be doing a few exercises to become crystal clear on this messaging, so when you do begin marketing, your target audience will know that your brand represents them. Secondly, you don't know who your ideal audience is and currently don't know where to find them on social media. You need to find out where they hang out in order to get your brand message in front of them effectively. So just like we talked about, this is being clear on your messaging, but then also making sure that we know where your audience is. So point B, where we want to move you to. You will know exactly what your brand stands for and the messaging your audience will respond to. That's important. In the process, you will gain clarity about your audience and know if the demographic is large enough and exactly where you can locate them on social media. This will give you the foundation you need in order to build a thriving t-shirt business. A message to audience match is required to sell shirts and merchandise online. And so that's exactly what we're talking about, that message to audience match. We want to make sure that both of those attract so you could be able to get traction and sell your stuff later on. So the process. What we're going to talk about today is customer avatar. So it's going to be a customer avatar exercise. Also, the definition team. We're going to go into the importance of that and how we're going to use that to validate your message and then also your audience. The audience GPS. And then finally, number 4, engagement ad to validate the message to audience match. Now, we're not going to go extensive Facebook ads this week. It's not going to be about selling, but we're going to use Facebook ads to our advantage to be able to do that audience to message match as well. So that's going to be one of the tools that we use. So core 4 reasons t-shirt brands don't generate online sales. These are the main reasons. Brand messaging and audience mismatch. we already talked about. Number two, an unoptimized e-commerce store. So, no matter how good we may speak or we find that target audience, if our store is out of order, then people are going to get there, but they will never convert. And so we need a lot of things happening, and that's going to be on week 2 that we're going to be getting into your store. Poor social media marketing. So we live in such a powerful time that, ads can really, drive revenue and drive sales for your business. I mean, we have clients right now that I'm working with that, we're spending a few thousand a day and it's just clicking and it's working for them. And so we need to make sure that you have a great social media marketing strategy, and we have an optimized ad system running for you 24/7 to market your brand. And then finally, lack of revenue optimization strategy, which we'll be getting into week 4. And we're really going to be talking about how you can increase your average order value, lifetime value. These are terms that we're going to get into later on, but just know that these are some of the areas that if you can really dial in, it'll help your business tremendously and put you, 100 steps ahead. So, as far as the timeline today, so, we've went through our introductions, lesson overview. We're going to go into the customer avatar exercise. We'll talk about audience GPS. We're going to get into the message to audience validation match towards the end, and then we'll go on to Q&A. So that's going to be kind of the structure, how everything is going to flow today. And then, as far as materials, you got your laptop, Facebook, if you want to dive into the business manager, Google document, if you want to take notes or if you're taking notes on a notepad. One thing to know, don't get, so if you want to write important things down, feel free, but you don't have to get caught up in, writing extensive notes. Like I said, this is going to be recorded, and then you'll get the video and you'll be able to look back as well. So let's just go ahead and get into a customer avatar. All right. So let's read this out. So your t-shirt brand has its own personality. Your t-shirt brand has its own personality and can be shaped by a number of factors, including your vision, your values and beliefs, or simply the idea that you're selling shirts that other people really want. To attract the right buyers, though, it's not solely about your story. That's important. It's about crafting a narrative that revolves around your customers first, with your shirts and merch as the supporting characters that will help your audience identify with your brand. In other words, your buyer's motivations write the story and the strategy, not the other way around. By using an avatar to define your target audience, you can hone in on the people who align with your business ideals and will want your offerings. It's not everyone, just the people most likely to buy into your story and help make it a success. And so one of the most important sentences here is the part where it says, in other words, your buyer's motivations write the story and strategy and not the other way around. And, you wouldn't believe how many times that, I speak with people, I work with people, and they'll come up with different ideas about their business. And it's great. I think that your business idea, needs to come from within you. It's a vision that you have. But if you don't have a deep understanding of who your audience is, you won't be able to speak to them and draw them to your brand and especially get them to pull out their credit card and spend with you. And so it's really about pulling those heartstrings, speaking words to them that they identify with, and really hitting their pain points in different areas of their persona so you can be able to track them and bring them towards your brand. And so, as you all are thinking about your brands, I think for the most part, probably, y'all's brand, you may be your own customer avatar. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was building Black Fathers Exist or Hustle for My Kids, I was my own avatar. I knew what it was like. I knew the deep reasons why I wanted to work hard for my children. I knew what it felt like to be a Black father and how, the world looks at us. And so, I kind of took everything that I felt and implemented that in that brand. But, if you're your own customer avatar, this is going to help. But then if you're not, you need to be thinking about ways to figure out who that is. And so we're going to be really talking about that and diving into, those specific questions. So customer avatar questions, right? So these are going to be some things that we're going to talk about right now. And I really want you to be thinking about, after class and throughout the week. This is, an exercise that you can blaze through and get through, but, I would prefer for you to take some time to really think about this, do some research, and really get crystal clear on this, because even as we're doing our marketing later on, what you find here, will be very beneficial to, your marketing strategy and what we do in the future. So, the first thing, psychographics, right? Get into your avatar's head by describing their interests, their passions, their values, their dislikes, and even their annoyances, right? So we want to go that deep to figure out, in these certain areas, what are they passionate about? What do they hate? You know what I'm saying? What are they annoyed by? Next, job title and description is, maybe not a huge thing for y'all's brand, but, move past just, a generic listing and title, of what your audience does, and think more of, the decisions he or she influences at work. So, really kind of, how they operate, how they navigate in their jobs. Demographic, fills in the basic blanks to bring your avatar to life, including age, gender, income level, education, marital status, family, and where he or she lives and works. And so, even when we're talking about ages and stuff, it's not really important to be, exact. We're going to be thinking about, age ranges, and, you may have female or, male. Alina, in your case, are you just serving women? Do you think that's kind of what you're going to be doing?
For now, I think, but eventually I do want to make like some workout t-shirts, not even really workout t-shirts, but just some t-shirts and, some tank tops and stuff like that for men as well.
Right.
I don't know if I'll have to change my name. I've already kind of thought of a name for it.
Sure.
Because I know no man is gonna want to click on something that says Queens with Curves. So,
Right.
but it'll kind of feed, like the name will kind of feed off of Queens with Curves.
Right, for sure. Okay, no, makes perfect sense. And so, yeah, I thought about that with you. And so, those demographics, right? Also, goals, challenges, and pain points. What's your avatar's primary goals? What drives them in life? What's the ultimate place and position they want to be in? What stands in the way of him or her accomplishing them, right? And what keeps your avatar up at night? Those specific pieces, especially like what stands in the way of him or her accomplishing those goals, and what keeps your avatar at night, those are really important questions. When it comes to selling, right? One thing about selling is, y'all are going to hear me talk about this a lot. You sell first with emotion, and then you sell second, and then logic, comes afterwards. But you hook people with a certain emotion, especially what their aspirations and their goals are. And just like that sentence said, what is keeping them? What is their struggle point from reaching that next level and getting what they really want in life? And so, those are going to be things that we really want to be able to pin down. Objections and role in the purchase process. Why wouldn't your ideal customer buy from you? And how much power does that person have over the ultimate decision? And then finally, media use, right? Where does your avatar get his or her information? Favorite websites, favorite books, news outlets, public figures, Instagram accounts, and other programming. And so even like that public figure thing, there's going to be a lot of, online influencers or online groups or online pages that we're going to be able to target. And so we really need to get a clear understanding of what those are so we can be able to find our demographic when we do our marketing. So any questions about, customer avatar before we move forward? Good? Perfect. All right, so the definition T, and we're going to get into really the importance of, creating one of these, how it's going to play a part in us being able to validate our message and our audience. And so the definition T. The definition T is powerful because it clearly defines an individual and expresses the DNA of your brand without extensive education. If someone saw a picture of one of your other t-shirts without knowing about your brand first, then it may be difficult to get them to understand the mission before getting educated. The definition T is a chance for us to connect with our customer avatar right off the bat. Our perfect customers will know it's for them, and everyone else will fall away. polarization is important, and we need to attract the right people and repel the wrong people, okay? And so this is really about creating a t-shirt that clearly states what your brand is about, that touches on a lot of those things that we talked about in the last slide. Really about, these customer avatar questions. And you think about, a new product when it comes on the market. I mean, you think back, I don't know what, 2003, 2004, when iPhones came out. Well, nobody had an iPhone before. This was something new to the market. And when you have something that's brand new, that really breaks in, there's going to be a lot of education that has to happen before somebody understands or really buys into the brand. And that's one thing that is going to be the case with you all. It's new brands. You have something brand new. We have to really be able to understand how to articulate that brand story. And one of the great ways that we're going to be able to do this is create a t-shirt and put that in front of your target audience. And the ones that I guess, resonate with it, they're going to respond. And then the wrong ones, they'll just leave it alone and they won't come to it. But this is going to be a great way to be able to educate our audience very quickly and then bring them into our tribes. And so just to give you a few examples, Black Fathers Exist. This is probably, not even probably, was the most popular t-shirt that I sold, within the whole Black Fathers Exist brand when I was running it at that time. And so basically, definition T of a Black father. And basically I took, this definition really out of my heart and how I felt about my kids and applied it. And so, it says a king that rises above the false images and negative stereotypes placed on them by society and successfully raises his children to become young kings and queens, a respected man that leads, protects, and provides for his children. And so this is really shining a bright light on Black fatherhood. I know that myself and so many other of my friends and people that I know take care of their kids. You'll look at the media and, I can't say that this is for everybody, but you look at the media and it's a totally different picture. And so I wanted to fight against that. And so I knew that if I could put this on a t-shirt and send this across people's news feeds, that the right people will be able to respond to this. And this is a shirt where, probably somewhere between $7,000, $8,000, in just this t-shirt alone in a small period of time, I was able to sell. And it's because of that definition that really resonates with the audience. And so, this is just one example. If we go to this next example, right? Entrepreneur, it says a fancy word for a crazy person following their dreams. That's me. I'm sure y'all got the entrepreneurial bug. Y'all think y'all, can y'all resonate with that? You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
so,
yeah.
as an entrepreneur, we tend to, see things in our mind that other people can't see and other people don't understand. And so, if I was to see this come across, I'll be like, yeah, that's me, right? So, that's another example. You have another one, stylist. So basically, artist, therapist, trendsetter, one who works her magic. So, if a stylist was going across and they saw this shirt, they could, to really, resonate with these words and these definitions that go along with it. So, kind of some final thoughts about, the whole definition T, some things to consider when you're creating yours, because one thing that I want y'all to do is look at your brand. You're going to go through the customer avatar exercise. And this is one of the shirts that I want you to be able to create and come up with the definition T, because we're going to use this as we're validating your audience. So some final thoughts here and things to consider. Refer back to your customer avatar answers. Those answers will help you craft a definition that deeply resonates with the people who you want to target. And so, try not to make this surface level. Try to go as deep as possible to be able to describe that target audience and create something that really pulls at their heartstrings if possible. Next, do some introspection and draw out the emotion of your business, what I just talked about. Search for the true reason you started this t-shirt brand and convey those feelings. Also, inject passion into the definition. We want our audience to feel it when they read it. The next one, make sure the word, like example, stylist, teacher, mother, father, entrepreneur is clearly defined. So, just like, we have stylist, we have entrepreneur, we have Black father. If you can be able to label part of your demographic. And one thing that I want to let you know is you may have several different customers, not even may, you probably have several different customer avatars, but choose one that you really want to focus on. And if you can give them a label, that's even better. And then after that, after you finish writing out your definition, then create a t-shirt mock-up with the definition on the front. You're going to be using this as a picture, as a Facebook and Instagram ad when you get to step 4. So that's going to be what you're going to use. Now, as far as mock-ups, are all of y'all comfortable with, creating a mock-up, like these, like this, or this?
Yes.
Yes, I've created all the ones. Everything you see on my website, I've created. I've created all of the leggings. I've created all of it myself.
Got it. Go. Yeah. So for sure, that's good. And so, yeah, for the most part, everybody probably, y'all each have your own process. And as long as, you have that process, then it's perfect. You can go ahead and create that definition. So let's go ahead and get into the second part of this, which is the audience GPS. So, we need to be clear where our audience is located on social media. It doesn't matter if we have a clear message if we don't know who to speak our message to. This exercise will help us laser target our demographic so we can test our brand message against them. Our customer avatar worksheet will give us some clues about where we can find them. So that's another reason why that avatar exercise is going to be important. So let's go to so we're going to switch gears real quick, and I'm going to go into Facebook. So business.facebook.com. I know that Brad said that he has used this before. Alina, I think you said no, you kind of boosted and promoted. Have you ever seen this before, Alina?
I've never seen it before, no.
Seen this. And then Kia, what about you?
I have seen this before. Is this the one? Okay, yeah. This the one where you can connect your Shopify and stuff.
Yeah, you can connect.
This side of it, though, I'm actually new to because I used to do it like the old way. We were talking about where you hit the promote button, and even though you can be specific, I feel like it's still limited. Yeah. And then I just came across this by accident one day recently, and within like the last month or something, and I started to upload some products to it, but I never got back around to it because I didn't quite understand how to move forward with it without having my Shopify set up yet. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of
right.
haven't been back to it, but I have seen it before.
Cool. Well, look, I mean, that's why we're here. So
right.
This is where the magic happens, y'all. This is where it's done. I mean, if you've been running ads and hitting the promote or boost button and not getting success, there's a reason for that. And for some, I think Facebook and Instagram really just try to take people's money. I mean, they make it so.
I'm saying because I had never ever. I'm like, what is this? Like, what? Huh?
Yeah, they make it so easy to be able to promote and seem like you can make sales that way, and it's just not the case. So, this is where all the magic is done. You all getting in here and really learning this. This is it, right? So, like I said, today it's not going to be going in depth about everything that we do here, but this is going to be the surface level, and this is going to be getting your feet wet. And then when we get into week 3, we're going to really dive in. So, the website is business.facebook.com. And then so we're just going to go ahead and log in, and I'm going to hit the login button. And so, one of the first places that I want to go is, in this top left-hand corner, what we're going to do is choose what we call audience insights. And so this is a really powerful tool. And when we're going through our audience GPS and like we talked about, trying to figure out who our audience is, this is where we're going to do it. We're going to do it somewhere else as well, but it's really about diving in here. Brad, have you used Audience Insights?
Nah, I've never gotten this deep into it. I've done it, the audience, through the boost method, where I was still able to choose my audience, choose gender, interest, and specific country and region, everything like that, but not in the actual app in Facebook. Now, there was an app that was like phone app, but I don't think it didn't go as in depth as this is.
Right. Okay. Got it. Cool. So perfect. So this is gonna be new for everybody. So one thing that I want to let y'all know is Facebook and Instagram and these social media platforms have so much data on us. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know if you recall when Facebook was on under fire and Mark Zuckerberg, was going in front of Congress and all that different stuff, and it was about privacy of data, and it's really because of stuff like this. Everything that we click on, the pages we like, the friends that we have, the things that we're interested in, it collects all of that data. And for other people who are, consumers out there, they have issues with it. But people like us who are marketers love it because we know the power of it and we're able to use this to our advantage to grow our businesses. And so one thing that we really can use and we have, at our advantage is this tool called Audience Insights. And so, basically what we can come in here and do is we can choose certain demographics. We're going to go ahead and enter some, have interest. And then from there, we are able to find, different pockets of social media where we are able to find our target audience. So let's go ahead and what I'm going to do is use y'all's brands as an example. And let's go ahead and kind of dig into, how we would be able to do that. So, Brad, let's start with you, man. Give me, off the top of your head, what are some of the things that your target audience, would be interested in, that we could type in? And this could be, and just stop you real quick. This can be people, this can be groups, this can be books, this can be artists, like all type of stuff.
All right. I can start with sneakerheads.
Okay.
Gym goers, streetwear.
Cool.
Church.
Got it.
Christ, God.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about this then. So, we got like sneaker footwear, sneaker freaker. I don't know, sneaker news. Have you ever heard of sneakernews.com?
I've heard all this. I'm big in the shoes.
Bet. So okay, sneaker news, and then give me like some like what's some about church? Who's like a pastor or a singer or somebody that comes to mind?
First one I thought it was Stephen Furtick.
Stephen Furtick. Okay, so I type in Furtick. Okay, so Stephen Furtick is here. All right, so we've typed in sneakerhead, we've typed in Stephen Furtick. What is kind of the age range that you think of, when you think about your brand?
I say you can keep the 18 from 18 to, I'd say 40.
Okay, so we'll go to 40. Men and women?
Yep.
All right, cool. So we got men and women, clicked. And if you looked at it, there's all these different demographics and stuff changing. So number one, it looks like the sneakerhead and then Stephen Furtick, for the most part, it's leaning towards women. And it looks like the majority are, 25 to 34. And then, we're able to come down and look at, relationship status, single, 44% are married, 68%, have college. And then we can come down and kind of look at job titles. So for the most part, it looks like, there's a large amount of sales. Next is administrative services, so forth, so on. But one of the things that we really want to look at is if we're looking at demographics right now, we want to move over and look at page likes. So if we click on page likes, this is going to give us a lot of other interests related to what we just typed in. So if we look at top categories, we've got Sarah Jakes Roberts, Godly Dating 101, this K-Love Radio. If we move down, motivational speaker Trent Shelton. You got religious organizations, TD Jakes, Jesus Culture, Joyce Myers. So we got all these different interests and things that, populate based off of what we enter in. And then if we come down, there's a lot of stuff. So does he preach at Elevation Church? Or?
That's his church.
Okay, got it. So you got Stephen Furtick, Elevation Church. You got Sneakerheads, Elevation Worship, and just a lot of different people. Lisa Bevere, are any of these resonating with you?
Oh, yeah, they were relevant.
Yeah. Got it. So, we could easily come here and say, you know, Elevation Worship, Lisa Bavera. We click this, and what we can do is we click that, and it comes over to, you know, this specific Facebook page, and we're able to kind of look through the page and like, okay, this person is in line with my audience, and so this is somebody that we could possibly target, you know, down the line. So that's just kind of to give you an example of, you know, really the insight that we're gonna be digging for, and the audiences that we're gonna be collecting when we get to that message to audience match exercise. So, you know, that's kind of, you know, everything for you. You know, Lena, what comes to mind for you when you think about your brand? You know, is there any interest or things that come up?
Fitness, of course.
Okay, all right. So when you say fitness, let's go a little deeper there. What type of fitness? Because I mean, it has running, it has yoga, it has CrossFit. Like, what type of interest are you into?
I've been mainly targeting yoga.
Yoga. Okay. All right. All right. So yoga. And so in here, there's yoga pants, there's hot yoga, yoga alliance, yoga journal. Anything you wanna choose on? You got a preference?
You can do yoga pants. Let's
Yoga
just see
pants?
what that does.
All right, bet. Let's get yoga pants. Especially, you got yoga pants in your store, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do yoga pants. All right, and then give me maybe one more. What else comes to mind?
I haven't really found like a celebrity
Okay.
to kind of like base it off of.
Person.
So that was where I was kind of stuck when I did do the ads. It was like, okay, so who do I pick or what do I pick?
Right.
I have no clue.
So this is going to be, you know, so even outside of that, right? So there's going to be like brands. You know, there's going to be yoga brands. There's going to be, you know, probably there's a lot of influencers on that I even see on Instagram that, you know, we could probably find here. But, you know, some of the things that come to mind when we put in yoga and yoga pants, you see gym, we got Planet Fitness, right? So that's one part.
Mm-hmm.
Fabletics, that's a brand.
That's a good one. Yes, that's a good one.
Right, so that's a brand. And then there's other stuff that comes in here like I don't know. What's Chris Crocker? Let's see if we can figure out who that is.
Yeah, I definitely heard of that person.
Whoa, y'all don't know. Y'all see what this is?
Might not be.
I don't even know, bro. Y'all know about. All right.
I know who that is.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Who that is?
I mean, he's just like a social media personality.
Okay. Yeah, I never heard of. Okay.
Me either.
All right.
He do like, you know how they be making those videos where they be acting crazy or whatever, and they kind of like videos like how Cardi B used to make before she became an actual real artist. You know, like that type of social media.
Okay. All right. I got you. So yeah, I mean, you know, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that comes up for you, Lena. So, you know, really diving in and, you know, putting in those interests and stuff, and we'll have some other ways to be able to identify, you know, that audience. But you know, most definitely, like I said, products, movies, books, like this stuff has everything. And so, you know, be thinking about, you know, different ways we can go with that. And then, Kia, for you, what comes to mind for you?
I mean, mostly art, you know, Black art.
Any black? Let's see if we can. So we got Black art. Let's see. So this is Black Arts Movement, and then we got Black. Let me see. Black art. This is Black artists. Okay, so, you know, for your stuff, you know, we come up, there's We Buy Black, Shea Moisture, Grownish Blackish, Natural Girls Rock.
That's like describing myself. I watched both of those shows. I actually have an account on We by Black, but I
Right.
never really use it.
Yeah.
I
So
think I follow them too.
for sure. So who's
I know what Urban Intellectuals is.
have you ever heard of Nikki Giovanni?
Yeah, the author. She's the author, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah. Hey, I don't know. So let's just click on her. Let's check her out because it looks like when we put in black art, she's got a ton of people. So, born, yeah, poet, writer, commenter, activist, educator. So yeah, that definitely seems like it would be somebody good. Artistic roots for Harriet, Black Knowledge, Black Enterprise, David Banner, As I Am. So it's giving a lot of different categories for you to be able to look at and really identify with, and this is going to be the importance of really laser targeting down the line. So getting familiar, figuring out who we can target is going to be a great exercise at this beginning stage, so we can have that locked down for later. And it's going to always change as well. I mean, this is going to evolve over time, but this is going to give you a great start. And so, like I said, as we enter those, we can find all these page likes, but then we can come back over to like location. And so it's going to tell us like, Black Arts Movement, top cities, top countries, top languages. What else does it show here? If we move over to activity, it's going to talk about, lifetime, how many pages they like, how often, they like different posts, ads that they click, if they use Facebook or Instagram with their cell phone or mobile, if they have an iPod or an iPhone or an Android. So it's just like all this detailed information, you know what I'm saying? I told you, it's like they got so much stuff on us. I mean, put it this way. Have y'all ever went to like, you know how you go on websites and, you leave the website and then you got ads following you later on of everything that you looked at. It's like that type of data, and that's going to be the stuff that y'all going to be having on y'all's website, by the way. But it's all that type of stuff that collects data about us, and then allows us to really market it. So like I was telling y'all probably in previous conversations, we live in a powerful time in this digital age where I always say, man, if I don't run it up at this time, if I get older and the opportunity's over, I'm just going to give up, man. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, this time that we live in right now is just too powerful. And when you really get a grasp of understanding these tools and how to use them, then with this business that you're doing right now or any other thing that you want to do in the future, you're going to be able to get off the ground. And so, even more and outside of selling t-shirts, what I'm trying to do is empower y'all with this skill set to be able to feel confident in launching stuff later on. So this is Audience Insights. This is really the breakthrough, how this stuff works. And there's going to be videos in the membership portal of how you're going to be able to use this for your activity. So before we move on, do you have any other questions about this?
Go.
There we go.
Are we moving on from this whole like manager thing or?
No, we're going to go somewhere else in the manager.
Okay, I just you may talk about it coming up. I just didn't want to get like ahead of myself.
No, you good. What you got?
Well, I was curious to know like how that Shopify thing works, because like my site is on Wix, but they have an option where you can add Shopify to it now. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know to what extent it is, because you know how like when you on Instagram and you guys see the some like online stores where you can like tap the picture and the price will come up and it'll take you to the website. Yeah. They said that the only way you could do that is by having one of several types of services, and Shopify was one of them.
Yeah.
But the way you have to do it is through this user interface that you have up here.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if you knew, like, is that something we were going to discuss at some point? It doesn't have to be now, but because I'm really curious to know how to make that work.
Yep. So definitely that is going to be like week 2 and 3. One thing that I have to ask for you, I think me and Elena have already talked about it, and Brad, you're on Shopify, right?
Yeah, I'm running my whole thing through Shopify.
Yep. So are you you married to Wix, Kia? Or was it Wix?
That was my whole thing. I've been meaning to look into see how much advantage I have if I use Shopify through Wix, because if I can't use it the way that I need to, then I'm gonna have to switch it over, and I'm willing to do that. It's just gonna be a blower because I have everything set up so nice already. But at the end of the day, you know, I need this to all run like a well-oiled machine. So if I gotta switch it, I gotta switch it. So
Well, I'm a huge advocate of Shopify. I would highly recommend it. One thing that y'all are gonna get is a Shopify template that's already optimized, really good template. You know, I've sold thousands of dollars through that template. You don't have to use it, but you have the option to use it. And then also for you, Kia, you know, there are 30-day free trials and stuff to easily, get up and get running. And we're going to get to that definitely next week. But be thinking about that. I would recommend it, but it's just all about what you want. You know what I'm saying? So just go from there.
Okay.
Cool. All right, y'all. So that takes care of, part of the audience GPS. Let me see some. So we'll get into that later. So next thing that I want to take y'all to is audience insights, and then we're going to move over to ads manager. Now, the audience insights part is really heavy on the research section, but this is where you're going to be creating ads at. This is where we truly laser target our audience and take that information that we found from audience insights and implement it here. And so I'm just going to walk you through a quick little exercise. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit on this button where it says create. Okay, we're going to create a brand new campaign. All right, so what I'm just going to do is I'm going to call this engagement. And actually, as a matter of fact, let me do this real quick. So I'm going to switch to guided. So basically, the way that, like I said, Facebook knows everything. The way that these objectives work is based off of our behavior on social media. Facebook knows how to serve ads to different groups of people. So based on our marketing objectives, what we're trying to accomplish, it gives us a few different options to be able to put our ads in front of the people who will help us accomplish those goals. So we have 3 different categories. When we run ads, we have 3 different categories in the ways that we can choose to send our ads out. Now, this is something that you're not going to be able to get when you use that promote button or that boost button on Facebook and Instagram. This is what that doesn't give you, right? So this is one of those extra steps and extra layers of power to be able to find the people who will respond to us the way we want them to. So I'm not going to go deep into this. I'm going to give you a quick overview, but we have awareness. And so if we were just trying to get our stuff out to as many people as possible, we could use one of these awareness objectives to be able to achieve that goal. If we move over to consideration, we have different objectives here that will help us achieve goal. So if you look at traffic, these are people who Facebook knows that when they see ads, when they see posts, when they see, a lot of different things, these are people who go across their news feed and they're clicking links all the time. They're more prone to click links. And so they'll click a link and go to a website or to a blog or, different things like that. So if we wanted to send people our ads that click links a lot, we would use traffic. If we come down to video views, there are people who just love watching videos. They watch 5-minute videos, 10-minute videos, 20-minute videos. They watch videos all the time. And so we can send our ads out to that group of people if we have some type of video promotion. But what we're going to focus on today is engagement. And this week is going to be engagement. So these are people who like, comment, share, save posts, the people who do those type of actions, we're going to use that specific objective to be able to validate our audience later on. And so what I'm going to do right now is just choose this engagement objective. And then we're going to move down. So I'm just going to call this engagement. This doesn't really matter at this moment. I'm going to choose set up ad account. Let me just hit continue, and then we're going to move forward. All right. So this is what we call ads manager, and this is what we call an ad set. So if I switch back over to this view real quick, basically you're going to see a tab here that says campaign. You're going to see a tab here that says ad set. You're going to see a tab that says ads. These are the three main parts of a Facebook ad. So we're creating a campaign, which is that engagement objective. And then within the campaign, we're going to create all of our targeting. And then based on all of that targeting, we're going to create our ads. So this is going to be the picture, the headline, everything that you see when you're scrolling on social media. So I'm clicking create. I'm just going to name this engagement. I'm just going to say ad set 1. And then I'm going to name this ad 1. This doesn't matter. I'm just, really walking through. And then I'm going to choose, where is it? Post engagement. All right. Ad set 1. And then add 1. And then I'm going to click on save to journal. Okay. Wait for this to load up. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is move over to our ad set. And so this is where we do all of our targeting. So within this ad set, we're able to choose, our daily budget. We can do a daily budget or a lifetime budget, but this is where we will put our dollar amount. For this specific exercise, we're going to get into that, but basically it's going to be a $5 budget that we're going to do. We're just going to do $5 budget, keep it small. This is going to help us validate our audiences and our message. As we move down, this is where we are able to choose our specific audience. So, down here, we're able to choose, the country or even the state. So, if I'm doing Maryland, as a matter of fact, what's y'all's, give me a zip code.
2743.
Two what?
0743.
0743. All right. Yeah, so
take out the 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got extra number.
Y'all see this is say Nicaragua.
I wish I was there.
All right. So what is it again? To what?
20743.
743. All right. Good. So let's see. I guess this is it. Okay. Hold on. Is this the right? So if I scroll in, Peppermint Hills, Walker Mill, Coral Hills, those ring a bell. Yeah. So if you wanted to, you could, and this is doing a lot of local businesses. If you wanted to send ads to people who are just in this area, you would be able to do so. So you can do it by state, by zip code, but we're just going to go ahead and just keep United States. So I'm going to type in United States, and we're going to go with that. Next thing is we would be able to, choose our age range, kind of like what we talked about. So I'm just going to go ahead for fun and do 25, and I'll do the 44. We're able to choose the language. So basically, I'll go ahead and do English. And then this is where we come down and do our targeting. So one thing about when, if you're familiar with Boost and Post and stuff, you're able to choose, you can choose multiple interests, but you're not able to layer interests. And when you're able to layer different interests, that's when you find that you're able to really laser target that audience and be able to find the people who would really respond to your brand. So I'm going to give you some examples here based on y'all's brand about layering. So, Alina, we talked about, your specific brand. So one thing that I would put in is yoga. Okay, so that's kind of, okay, I'm tripping. So let me put in yoga. All right, so we put in yoga. That's like the main interest. Now, if you look over, on this right-hand side, there's 18 million people that Facebook can identify that has some type of interest in yoga. Now, if we were just to, send ads to yoga, that's going to be, too big, because there's going to be people who, that audience is going to be too large. There's people who may know about yoga, but may not be, super interested in yoga. So we want to be able to find the people who are like crazy about it, who participate in it. And so what we can do is choose this suggestions button. And so basically here, it gives us some other things. So it goes into health and wellness. It goes into meditation, mindfulness. I know that those are things related to yoga. Wellness, alternative medicine, hot yoga, CrossFit, all these different things that come up. Hatha yoga, do you know what that is?
No, I don't know what that is.
Ashtanga something yoga. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, but it gives us like all these different variations of yoga. So, instead of just sending to yoga, what I would do is we're gonna laser target, and we're going to layer and narrow the audience. So basically, I'm gonna hit this narrow button, and then it says they have to like yoga, and they also must like at least one of these other items that we're gonna choose. So I think one of them I saw in here was karma yoga. So if we do that, right? So that narrowed that 18 million people audience down to 27 million. So, that's basically saying that's cutting out a lot of the noise and giving us some people who are really into the particulars of yoga. So if I click on that, then I can go to Kundalini yoga. I can go to this Raja yoga. I can go to Bikram yoga. I can go to hot yoga, and you see this audience is continuing to increase, right? And so these are a lot of the things that we can do to laser target. And then what I could do after that is I can narrow it again. And then I could maybe say, is there anything like yoga mat? Or let's see if we can find. Okay, so we got product. Yoga mat comes up. And then I can click on suggestions, and I can say yoga pants, right? And then all of a sudden, I have that 18 million audience that's narrowed down to 1.5 million. But at the same time, these are people who like yoga. They also like one of these items. And then they also like yoga mat or yoga pants. And so if you're selling some type of yoga product, why wouldn't you be able to find that particular audience when you have it narrowed down and you're finding all of these different niches and different pieces of yoga to be able to target, and saying not only do they just like this, but they like all three of these things. And so this is about the laser targeting. So, as you're going through your exercise, you're going to be doing stuff like this to be able to laser target that audience when you run your message to audience validation match. And one thing that I want y'all to know is, and this is going to be in the videos and everything, but, we want your audience when we're targeting them first and we're running this first ad to be somewhere around 500,000 to probably output, 1.5 million is okay. But, the median somewhere around that $1 million, or not $1 million, million people mark, where we want that audience to be. But does that kind of make sense? How that would apply to what you would do?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. So, moving over and, doing an example for you, Kia. So, we talked about black art. Okay. So we got black art, and when we put black art in, it's giving us 3,600 people. So then if we go deeper, and I think I saw some more stuff if I put black art. So have you ever heard of Black Art Depot at all?
Nope.
Okay, so you got black.
But maybe I saw visual artists. That may be a good one too.
Okay, got it. So let's
visual arts.
Right. So let's do this. Let's see if I go back up here and I do visual art. Okay. So visual arts in total, we come with 22 million people. Okay. So then if we were to narrow that down, let's see if I hit suggestions. Okay, so then if we were to narrow that down, we put maybe black artists. So this is Black Point which it looks like maybe that is an artist, possibly. And then if we choose suggestions, nothing comes up there. So then if I come back down and I choose Black art, okay. So we got, what about National Black Artists Festival? Is that something?
I don't know any of these things that are coming up.
All right. What's that lady that we saw on that last page? What's her name?
Nikki
Y'all remember her?
Giovanni.
What was her name?
Nikki Giovanni.
Okay. Is that Nikai?
I think so, but like, there's other Black visual artists. You could try. What is his Kevin Williams? Kevin WAK. His Kevin Wack Williams. He goes by Wack WAK.
Okay. Oh, WAK.
Williams. I don't know if he come. Like, these people have huge followings. I'm so surprised they're not coming in.
So okay, so we chose Nikki Giovanni. I mean,
maybe do like Basquiat or something.
Basquiat. Let's see.
John Michael.
The second one, yeah.
Second one. All right. So then, if we click in again,
there we go.
And there's stuff, you know, so
urban art.
Urban art, yeah. So yeah, like urban art, yeah. All right. So we got that. Warhol, Nina Simone. What's Nina Simone?
I love her music, so that's I post her on my blog sometimes.
Nina Simone comes up, and then you know, you start getting into like some jazz stuff. You know, so I could see like a jazz festival. You know, people in Black art that like, you know, these different artists and stuff like that.
Pop art too, because like some of my art, even though it's Afrocentric, a lot of my inspiration comes from like Roy Lichtenstein and James Rosenquist.
Okay.
It's L.I. Yeah, that guy right there. The first one.
Got it. Cool. So then you got that, and then if I click on,
that's really odd for his. It's no way. Like people.
So he probably has a lot of people. He has a lot of people, but it looks like because basically we're doing like the niche down thing. So it's like,
okay.
Yeah, they probably, you know, they're there, but they may not be interested in like Maya Angelou and Basquiat and different stuff.
Well, yeah, I can see that. I guess
that would be something like kind of what we want in some cases, though, right? Because if we're looking for a niche, that means that targeting, we're really targeting at that point. Like if it's less than 1 million, or it's like, then that's people that's more likely to buy versus this broader audience.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So put it. Yeah. So that's a great question, Brad, and great observation. So you're right. So basically, there are going to be times where you may niche down and really get to like a very small audience, like maybe a few thousand people.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about that is you can run ads to them, but you know, you're not going to be able to run. You won't be able to scale that way. You know, you can run small budget ads to them because you're going to run through that audience really fast. I mean, if you spend, it looks like you got, I put $5 here. This is going to reach about almost 3,000 people in a day. So, you know, it won't be a large audience, but you can maybe put $1 a day, let it run to that audience, and, you know, try to reach them. The other thing is, with the audience being so small, everybody is not going to be, you know, on Facebook like every day. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people may not be on Facebook. So we want to give, you know, the algorithm enough people in a large enough audience to be able to reach people, as opposed to, you know, it costing a ton of money just to reach like 500, if that makes any sense. So we're going to be going deeper into like that concept, but you're right. Most definitely. Those will be the people that will probably buy it the most. You know what I'm saying? So you could definitely try to reach them. But, you know, okay, yeah, so we got like pop art, and then, you know, there's other stuff in here as well. But, you know, that's exactly how, you know, you would start niching down for you, Kia, to be able to reach your target audience as well. All right. So, you know, that's how that will work. And then for you, Brad, you know,
start with streetwear.
You want to start with streetwear? All right, so we're going to do streetwear. All right, so that's 8.6 million people. And then if we narrow it down, where you want to go with that?
Let's go Supreme.
Okay. All right, so you got Supreme clothing. Yep.
We could do let's see, like
and let's see, if I click on suggestions, you got Bathing Ape, Stussy, Hip Hop Fashion,
Off-White, stuff like that.
All right, bet. Yeah, I wonder. Let's see if Off-White is on here. Let's see. Nah.
Not that one.
What about anything that pops up here?
Bathing Ape, you can do Stussy is a good one. Champion is a good one because I'm gonna do some sports type stuff.
All right.
Urban Outfitters is good.
Cool. So then for you, all right, so hold on. This is tripping. All right, for whatever reason it went down. But, you know, okay, even with these items, you got like 4.9, right? So then, you know, for you, it seems like then we would start niching down towards like the Christian demographic, right?
Right.
So what you got, what ideas for that?
So just Christian in general.
Which one?
You can just do Christian in general, like that.
All right, so we'll find some stuff. And one thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to try to, you know, maybe like our top interest should be, you know, really broad. And then we start narrowing down as we go. But, you know, hold on. So this can't be it. So Christian, let me see, Christian. Or maybe Christianity. All right. I don't know. What are you?
I'm non-denominational, so
Okay.
it's there.
You got non-denominational, and then
you can do religion.
These things come up. What about like a book? We talked about Elevate Church, right? You said that.
Yeah, Elevation Church.
What about like a Christian artist or something like that?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
You can do like Kirk Franklin. You can do Lecrae. I know Kirk has a big following.
Yeah, and then Lecrae. All right. Okay. Yeah, so that brings it up to 890, and then you got your Mary.
Mary, any of those, really.
Yeah, any for sure. So yeah, so I mean, so basically what we're saying here is, you know, they like streetwear. They also like these different brands, but then they also are interested, you know, in, you know, these different artists and non-dimensional. So, you know, that's perfect. You know, you got a streetwear brand that's catered toward, you know, Christians. So, you know, I think that, you know, this is a great way to be able to start digging in and laser target your audience. Most definitely, it has that good mix. You know, that's basically kind of the targeting and what y'all are going to be going through. And then, you know, we're going to, you know, you'll move down and we're going to talk about like placement. So, you know, right now this automatic placement is set up, you know, what we're going to be choosing. The only place we want our ads to show is on, and actually before I do that, right now we have all devices and you can choose desktop and mobile. For the most part, you know, when we look at even like e-commerce metrics and stuff, people buy mobile. That's where the majority of sales come from. So we're just going to go ahead and choose mobile. But then you are going to, we're going to choose, we want the ads to go on the Facebook news feed. Okay, so nothing else, none of these other items right now. Facebook news feed and then Instagram news feed. Everything else we're going to deselect and, you know, not have ads go there. So they're going to be going in two different places. And then, you know, basically that takes care of every single thing that we need to have, you know, for our specific targeted demographic. So any questions here before we move to the last part? All right, cool. So the last part is the ad. So we've selected engagement campaign, we selected our audience, and then now we're going to choose an ad. And so basically, you know, your Facebook, there's going to be instructions if you don't have it already, how to connect your Facebook page here, how to connect your Instagram page here. And so you're going to select that. and then, it's about, we're going to create an ad. So basically, we're going to choose select image, and I think I already have one. And so for Black Files Exist, I would select this. And basically, you would upload it from your computer. And, so the t-shirt comes up, and then the first thing that I'm going to do is, this is going to be the sentence that I'm going to have y'all do. So basically, first, we're going to be calling out our target audience. So, go back to that customer avatar, go back to the definition T. For mine, it's Black father. So I'm saying Black father. All right. And I'm putting it in all caps. So one of the first things that they read, not only on the shirt, but in the ad copy, is highlighted, is screaming at them and saying, hey, this is for you. Lena, it might be yoga lovers. Brad, it may be, Christian men or something like that. Kia, art lovers, art enthusiasts, black artists, whatever, something like that. Whatever you come up with, that's what you're going to put there. And then basically you're going to say, does this shirt describe you? And then say, if, and then after that, if so, then get it here, okay? And then basically, I'm not gonna go deep into this, we can do a little bit of this. I go to getemoji.com. I get a lot of, I put a lot of emojis in the ads. And so, what I'll do here is just kind of grab that and come back over to Ads Manager and say, paste it there, put it in the website, okay? And then come back and get the other one. Move this out the way. All right, so get the other one, point in the other direction, and paste that there, okay? Now, as far as your shirt, at this point in time, you don't even have to load the shirt on your site if you don't want to. This is not gonna be about getting anybody to buy. Basically, we're just gonna want to measure the metrics to see see if anybody clicks and see how many people engage with this ad. That's all we really care about. So you can put the site back to your website. If you get clicks, that's perfectly fine, but this is not a buying exercise, this is an engagement exercise. So I just want you to put something very simple like this, and we don't have to put a button or anything. The ad is gonna look like this, and then if we look at it the way that people will see it on Instagram, they're gonna see it like this, and that's gonna be basically it. We're gonna hit publish, we're gonna run our $5 ad. Once that ad hits $5, we're gonna stop the ad, and then we're gonna gauge, how the metrics, we're gonna gauge what the metrics show us. And so if I go back to the slide, these last slides that we have, this is gonna help us validate if our message was right and we put it in front of the right audience. And so we're gonna be looking at a few of these. So, this exercise will help us understand if we have crafted the correct message and placed it in front of the right people. If you did both, then we expect to see certain metrics after the ad runs on a $5 ad spend. If not, then we need to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate. The first one is going to be 5 cents per engagement, okay? And so when I say 5 cents per engagement, y'all excuse my math, but say we spent $1, okay? And say 10 people engage with that ad. So, $1 divided by, 10, that's 10, I think. I might be wrong. But, $1 divided by 10, that's 10 people who engage with the ad. So that's going to give us a 10 cent per engagement. What we want is to spend that $1 and have 20 people engage with our ad. That's going to give us a 5 cent per engagement. So we're going to need enough people to engage with our ads, and that's going to be a like, a share, a comment, different things like that. And if we did it right, then we're going to have a lot of people engaging. We're going to meet that metric. If we did it wrong, and if our messaging is off or our audience is off, then that engagement may be 20 cents or 50 cents or $1 per engagement, right? And then at that point in time, we're gonna have to evaluate who we targeted, and then also what we put on that shirt and the words that it says. So that's gonna be one of them. Also, 2 link clicks or more. So, you know, if you have a few people that end up clicking links, that's gonna be a indication that we targeted the right people. And then if some people share it as well, that's gonna be an indication as well. So that's what we're gonna be looking for. And if I go back over to Facebook real quick, we'll be able to look at it. And like I said, this is going to be in the videos, but we have an option here. This is going to be the dashboard. We have an option to choose this little columns thing. And if I select engagement, then it's going to show me right here how people engage with this specific ad. And then it's going to give us those specific metrics that we looked at on the last slide. Okay. So any questions about this message to audience validation? Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, perfect. All right.
It's a lot, but
it's a lot. Well, yeah, so it's new, right? It's new. It's new. It's new. It's new. And so, you know, one thing that I want to let y'all know, don't get overwhelmed. Don't get caught up in all the stuff here. The way that I've put everything together, I'm giving you step-by-step videos. So don't get sidetracked. Follow what the videos say. And that should get you to the end of the process. And, you know, at the very end of it, you'll know if you have a match or not. And so, you know, if we come back down to, you know, homework, right? So these are going to be things that you have to do. And I didn't change this from the last group. So this is April 17th, right? So, or 15. But yes, so customer avatar exercise, y'all are going to go through that. Definition t-shirt, you're going to go through that and create that. You're going to do the audience GPS and go find audiences. And we've already, you know, dug into some of the audiences that are going to help y'all anyway. And so you can piggyback off of that. Remember, this video is going to be available. So if you need to go to your part and take a look at it, you could do that. That's perfectly fine. And then you're going to run that Facebook engagement ad and run it for $5 and get those metrics. And then from there, we'll be good to go. And so, you know, that'll be it. That'll be it for the week. So that's the lesson for today. This is the stuff you're going to have to work on for the week. It shouldn't take too long to get everything done. Just, I know that this is an extra thing that you've added to your life, right? But, you know, if you can kind of chunk it out, you know, each day, 30 minutes a day, however long, you know, knock it out, get it done, then that'll work. And if you have questions, what other thing here, questions. So the Facebook group is going to be vital for that. Whenever you have questions, do not spin your wheels. You know, don't think about it. Reach out to me, okay? I mean, you know, think about it a little bit, but don't think about it too long. Reach out to me. That's part of the program. I want to get you moving along. I don't want you to feel stuck. And so remember, I am here to hold your hand as much as possible or as much as you need me to and get you to the next step and the next step and the next step so we can get to the end goal. And so whenever you have questions, put those questions in the Facebook group. I'll be replying to those throughout the day. And, you know, a lot of the times I like to use Loom. So you may ask me a question. I'll do a quick video. I'll send you the link to that video. That will give you the answer. So let's really utilize that. The other great thing about the group is when other people have the same question, they're able to see those threads and be able to say, okay, this is what, you know, I need to be able to answer it. And then other people, you know, within the community, you all are able to work with each other as well and help each other out in certain steps. So, you know, use that. And I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. So be expecting an email from me as far as the membership portal. So you can get access there. You're just going to create an account. You'll have access. And then you'll get access to the Facebook group. So I'll approve your access there. And I think that is everything. So what questions do y'all have?
I don't have any questions. I learned a lot.
Yeah,
So I'm just going to say thank you.
very pleased with my investment.
All right.
I got one question though.
What you got, man?
So for some reason,
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram has blocked my original .com address. Like I had to change it to a link tree. It won't allow me to like or post or anything if I'm using my .com address. I don't know why that is. Like I don't know if I was like over posting one day or what happened. But like if I use angod.com in a like in a post or anything like that, Facebook just says you can't post it, and then Instagram it'll just like refresh itself and it won't post it up.
So that's on your And God account.
Yeah.
So whenever you reference And God, it just won't let you post it.
Angod.com. If it's the .com, then it won't let me do it.
Really?
So like my link, I set up a link tree in my bio because like if it's in my bio, I can't even. It won't allow me to do anything. It'll allow me to put it there, but it won't allow me to like anything. Like all my likes is like I'll double tap and then just take it back. If angod.com, it's like treating me like I'm spam, basically.
How long has this been happening?
I haven't messed around with putting it back in as angod.com like for like a week or two. So I have to, switch it and check it. But right now my link tree is in there. So link tree works fine still, but I want to be able to do the exercises, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm putting angod.com versus, I guess a link tree could still work because you go to the link tree and then you go to the website. But that's just an extra click for somebody.
Yeah. So the first thing that I'll say is you're going to be creating an ad through Ads Manager. So when you put it in there, like you're not going to, like if we go back, you're not going to be putting it in the only places you're going to be putting it. Well, yeah, you are going to be putting in the text. So basically, if there is an issue, and when you start running it, like, right here,
right,
your website, if there's an issue with it, there's going to be, it's probably will not approve it, or it's going to give you like an error message.
Mm-hmm.
When that error message comes in, if it does come in, let me know, and I can figure that part out. We might have to appeal to Facebook and, get them to review it because there's nothing wrong with your name, number one.
Right.
So see what it does there. As far as your stuff on your Instagram profile. So you're saying if you put And God in your profile where the link is, put it there, it won't allow you to like any other people's profiles? Is that
correct? It won't allow me to like anybody's posts. It won't allow me to post.
So
it just like freezes up. It
freezes up. Does it give you any type of error message?
Yeah, it did. I can't remember exactly what it said, but I typed it in Google, and it's like it's common. I guess it happens to more than people than not. I can't remember the exact wording, but it gives me a little box, and it says like I can't remember something to the effect of this post is not allowed or something like that.
Your website?
ANDXGOD.com.
Oh, okay.
So, so if you can do it, if you can put it up there again, and if that error message comes up, take a screenshot of it or something.
Okay.
Send it to me. There's nothing wrong with, I've advertised for so many people that have stuff that I'm always thinking like, oh my God, is this going to go through? Nor is it near that, you know what I'm saying? So there's got to be some way around it. So if you get that message, let me know. And then also in the meantime, maybe even, an ad will be able to trigger, because if it truly is being blocked and we put this in the ad, then it's not going to approve it. and then we'll be able to go through the process, and maybe that will unlock everything. So, either one way or another, we'll figure it out. But if that message does come again, just screenshot it and send it to me, and we'll go from there.
Definitely.
Cool.
Because I feel like Facebook and Instagram have been kind of being a little petty lately.
Yeah, they
I
have.
guess after all of that, white supremacy stuff. Because I tried to run an ad with one of my buttons that said "end racism" on it, and it wouldn't let me do it because it said that I had to prove. First of all, I had to go through all of this stuff to prove who I was, because apparently they considered it political.
Yeah.
And you have to
ID.
that, I guess, who you are. So if you're running a political ad and some shit go down, then they know who to direct it towards or find you or whatever.
Your door.
Right, because I had to put in like my information, and they would mail me the code to put in on the thing, and they still wound up denying it. So like, I don't know, but I was just like, okay, so I don't know if that's the same thing, but I just, would put that bug in your ear that maybe it's just them being petty, and if you take an extra step, like you said, maybe it'll go through, because clearly there's nothing wrong with your brand. I really like your logo too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think they're just being petty.
Most definitely. That happened. Same thing, kid. That happened with somebody in the other class, and I mean, one of the big things is like, when the Trump elections and the whole, they felt like Russia interference and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just a lot of stuff that's been happening. People using fake accounts and all type of stuff. So over time, they've definitely cracked down, especially in that political aspect. So yeah.
But anyways.
Cool. All right, we all got any more questions? You good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right, y'all. It's been a pleasure. Class 1 down. It's the beginning. It's the beginning. So y'all get it. Y'all get to it. Let me know what questions you have due the week, over the next week, and we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Sounds good.
When's next class is?
So next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. On Wednesdays. Okay.
Week apart next Wednesday. And then I know Alina, it'd be awesome if we all can get on at the same time. But if you got to do earlier, I'll be sending out both just each day, and we'll go from there. But I'll probably be in more contact with you one-on-one, because since you're the only person, I'm just gonna be like, do you think you want to do it at this time or later on today, and then we'll go from there. Cool.
Okay. Yes, cool.
All right, y'all. Enjoy.
Y'all have a good night.
Good evening. All right.
Good night.
All right, bye.
Night, everyone.
Night.